We're going to do things a little bit differently today. We've come up to the ranges for a relaxing drive in a car that's not always that relaxing. But that would be putting it down, you see, because the BMW 3 Series F30 can be relaxing when it needs to be, but much sportier than its competitors when it needs to be as well. The rear of the F30 BMW 3 Series is an improvement over the previous model. That's because it's got a longer wheelbase, so there's a lot more room in the back as well. The front seat is in the position that I would be in as a driver, and I'm about 6 foot, so there's plenty of leg room, and even bringing it back there is still plenty as well. Because you've got the sloping roof, you have got slightly limited headroom, but it's plenty for normal journeys and for normal sized people. You do have a middle seat, but being rear-wheel drive, it has got a very large transmission tunnel, so anyone here is definitely not going to be able to put their feet in the middle. They're going to have it on the sides, which means 3 people back here might be a little bit squishy, but it should still be okay for short journeys. Being a sedan, you of course have a fairly decent sized boot. In the F30 you have 480 litres, which is actually the same as the 2015 Mercedes C-Class, so they're on par. In terms of the size of the boot, you've got plenty of room for some suitcases, and as well, the lip isn't too large, so you should be able to fit in some flat pack furniture. Now, being a BMW, a lot of the car is focused on the driver, if not most of it. So let's take a look in the front. Stepping in straight away, it's a big improvement over the previous model in terms of design. Being a BMW, their design language has always been Bauhaus, simplistic, minimalistic, and useful. So when you look at the interior design here, you've got plenty of quality controls. It's very quality all over. You've got a nice Robocop's thumb gear shift for the automatic transmission. You've got controls for your iDrive system here, which is a really fantastic system, probably the best still at the moment. And as well, you've got adjustable controls for the dynamics of the vehicle, which you can actually get adjustable dampers as well. But overall, there's plenty of room here. It's really set up for the driver. You're very comfortable, and it's a really nice place to be in the front. So talking about the performance of the 320i, you've got a 4-cylinder, 2-litre engine, turbocharged, petrol, and it's got 135 kilowatts of power, 270 newton meters of torque, and that gives it just over 7 seconds of 0 to 100 acceleration. So setting off in the 3 Series, we're going to talk about the 3 important categories that we cover when we're reviewing a car. Talking about livability in the BMW 3 Series, there are a few bits that you actually have to cover. There's driving pleasure, as BMW market it, and then of course there's how you would deal with it every day. Now, the 3 Series itself is actually a very easy car to live with. It drives well. With the comfort suspension, it's even better than the sport suspension in my mind, because it's very not as firm. And most importantly, it gets you from A to B in comfort, reliably, safely, and that's all you need when you're having an everyday car. Moving further from the livability and the driving pleasure part of the 3 Series, you have pretty decent performance as well. This is the 320i, which is the petrol 2-litre turbo 4-cylinder, and it has plenty of kick for what you may require. It very quickly pushes straight in as soon as very little turbo lag, which is quite surprising. They've done it really well with their twin power engine technology with the turbocharger. Being one of the big 3 European brands, of course the car is going to be safe. The BMW 3 Series, it has all the airbags that you would need, and as well it's got a lot of safety systems that you'd expect from basically any modern European car. But as well, BMW have configured it in a way that naturally, if you potentially want to have a little bit more fun by switching it into Sport mode or Sport Plus, a lot of the active safety systems like ESP and all that, rather than completely turning off, they go into a lesser mode. So BMW, as they put it, let you go sideways a little bit more, but still safely. So I suppose the question to ask is, what car do you actually want to buy in this segment? Well, we've had a look at the 3 cars. from BMW, Audi and Mercedes. And personally, my preference is the BMW. Even though it's a 2012 car, since its last revision, it's still newer than the current Audi A4, and it's still got an upper over the new C-Class because of its driving dynamics and its simplicity. It doesn't have all the gadgets that the latest C-Class has, but at the same time, you've got performance, you've got efficiency, it's still very safe, and it just drives really, really nicely. It grips to the road, and it has no troubles getting around corners because it's a rear-wheel drive car, and you can just have a lot more fun while still being in a very nice, luxurious sedan. So that's why ultimately we say that the BMW 3 Series F30 is a fantastic car.